Noble here with a nearly 20 past midnight live stream on a Saturday. I know you're probably thinking like it's a Saturday where am I not normally raving somewhere? Am I not normally doing something? And the answer to that is I am normally doing something. Um, but this weekend, for the first weekend in a little bit of a long time, I actually had a free Saturday where nothing came up, no bookings. And usually, when one of these days occur, I would normally go and visit the grandparents or something like that. And cut the story short, the trains are striking, and essentially my grandparents have got the flu at the moment. They had that horrible bug that I had about a week ago. So I essentially didn't go to theirs when I could have done, and essentially, yeah, that is why I'm here. And there was no bookings. There was nowhere really for me to go. Again, trains were striking, so it would have only been, essentially somewhere local. So it was one of them. Um, okay, so apparently right now it's actually supposed to be snowing. Apparently we've got a orange snow warning. Apparently, and apparently it is supposed to be. Uh, apparently there's a orange and a yellow snow warning. Apparently, and apparently at the moment it is 1 degrees. But apparently at the moment there's light rain and snow. Anyway, we are digressing. It was just my computer came up with an orange snow warning, so I thought I'd just check out the weather app while I was sort of here when it came up, essentially. So, welcome back to another stream. We are doing the aftermath of my booking at Frantick yesterday, and all I'm gonna say is I was actually blown away at how amazing this event was, and how much of a good time and how much fun I actually had with this booking. So, for those who may or may not know, I was originally supposed to be gigging in Manchester yesterday, but due to the train strikes, I was sadly told that, I sadly had to pull out from the booking, essentially. So, um, I had to tell them, look, sadly, I can't do this booking, that the trains are striking. Just don't want to risk any other way of trying to travel, really, especially with weather and things. So, as I pulled out from that, I got the opportunity to play an event called Frantick in Scunthorpe. And a DJ had pulled out, which lately, that's all that seems to be happening. DJs pull out. Noble, do you want to play this event? We've had a DJ pull out again. We've had a pull out. Do you want to play? 9 o'clock set time. Do you want to play the half 10 set time? The half 11. Someone's pulled out. Blah blah blah. And it's been happening loads lately. It's been like something that's been occurring all the time, where DJs are just essentially pulling out, or for whatever reason they're ill or they can't make the event. And then of course, me being me, I get offered to do the booking. So long story short, I took this booking, and like I say, it really blew me away. Now, this was nothing against the event. Like, I wasn't having sort of like doubts about it, or like any bad feeling about it. I just genuinely did not think it was going to be as busy as it was. I just thought, there's a couple of other things happening, sort of not in Scunthorpe itself, but in the area. There was an event called Pulsation in Sheffield. There was something going on in Cleethorpes. There was There was an hardcore event in Leicester. There was just one or two different things going off, and I just thought, this event itself, that there was a lot of just like local talent on it, and up and comers, and there was no headliners as such. So I just, not in a bad way, I just genuinely thought maybe it's, maybe this will just be one of these sort of quieter events. And little did I know that the place was going to actually be rammed, and that the place was really busy, and the vibe was enjoyable, and there was just a good crowd of pardon. There was just a good vibe, a good crowd of people that just felt like they was up for it. And it was really good to see. So I got to the event probably about 10 past 8, 10 past 8, and my good friend the layman actually offered to give me a lift. I was originally going to get the bus, but he said, look, I'll give you a lift, and he also picked me up as well. He was at the event in Sheffield, so I was very grateful. So I get to the event, and when I get there, there's already like a good few people at the event itself already. And there's just a good vibe of tunes going off, and a good vibe of the MCs spraying bars, good old Royce on the mic, and I'm probably been there about all of 5-10 minutes, maybe not even that. And I thought to myself on the way, I thought, I'm still sort of recovering from a cold, so I'm going to just not grab the mic tonight. And then I must have been, like I say, maybe not even 5 minutes, and I grabbed the mic, and there I am MCing away, which was just absolutely like, oh man, is it, like, it's almost like you can't not do it, like you get offered it, and you just, to me, I just thought, I can't say no. It just felt like a really good vibe. The tunes were going off, and I thought, I can't not have a little spit on this mic. And before you know it, I'm B2B with Royce. We're going back and forth, and I'm grabbing the mic at various different points, and really good. Really good. People that hadn't heard me MC before was like, whoa, you're actually quite good on the mic, you. And then when they realised he's DJing as well, again, it blew them away. So the DJ set itself was really enjoyable, really, really enjoyable. The only issue I had with the DJ set, I'd probably say that there was only two issues with my set that just I wasn't too pleased stroke keen about. So the first one is the actual like table stand that the decks were on. It was actually quite wobbly, so you get sort of dancing around in a mix, and it's quite wobbly. And past DJs had a drink next to the decks, and these drinks had got spilt like just at the side of the decks, but the decks had just slightly got a little bit wet. And it wasn't good that a drink had been spilt, which was a little bit gutting. And the second little issue, I don't know if it was the DJ that was on before me or an earlier DJ, but one of the knobs on the mixer section of the RX had actually broke, and it was actually loose. So if you was a little bit sort of heavy on like twisting the knob, you could actually pull the actual like cover of the knob off. And once when I didn't, before I realised that it was actually that bad, I was sort of deep in the mix, and I twisted it, and it came off. I knew it was loose, but I just didn't realise it was that loose, and it came off. And luckily I found it on the floor, and I tried to put it back on the best I could. Other than that, the set was absolutely banging. Played some absolute belters. Like every time I plan a set at home, and then I don't always end up following it. This was this was a bit of the case on last night. I didn't follow the exact set, but I did play quite a fair few tunes out of the set. But at the time, I'm just vibing the crowd, and I'm thinking some tunes will sound better than others. And I went a little bit harder, if anything. So I started off sort of like light and a little bit cheesy, and then I sort of tried to take it a little bit more sort of like harder as it sort of went on, and that's what I did. And again, it was a really enjoyable set. I had no MCs for the first part of my set, which was quite enjoyable. And then a guy did come on, and I've got to admit, he wasn't the best MC, and he did blather over the set quite a bit, and he'd had a drink. And then there was another guy that came on, and the mic, personally, I thought was just a little bit too loud at times, to the point where the MC was kind of sort of like stealing the limelight from the DJ as such, and kind of, and sort of, I guess the way I guess the way to say it, just too loud that you couldn't focus on the music as well, as you could say. The MC, and he was just, the mic was loud, and you could understand what they was doing and saying. But it was sometimes it felt like it was over powering the music, and it was a little bit hard to mix as well, because you've got them more or less right in front of you blabbing down a mic, and you're trying to mix, you're trying to read the crowd. But other than that, it was a really good set. Like I say, I played some absolute belting tunes, and they all seemed to love it, the crowd, and people that were there, some of the other DJs of the night as well. And it was really good. And again, they really appreciated the fact that I'd come from Hull, and covered the fact that a DJ couldn't make it. So what can I say? It was an absolutely belting night. And then when the event finished, we went over to another pub, did a couple of us that actually closed anywhere between 3:30 and 4. And it was just one of, your normal, typical guy that plays like dance and R&B. 1 minute you've got day and night, and then the next minute you've got some like modern hip hop song, and then you've got like Hips Don't Lie. And then you've got like even Frank, like a remix of Frank Sinatra and stuff. So a guy who will literally just play everything, and just drop one tune into the next, and just play all the hits from yesteryear and today, essentially. And he was one of those real arrogant DJs as well, where like I even went and just put thumbs up, like, you're doing a good job, and he just didn't even acknowledge me. And he wasn't even really reading the crowd either. Like, he was playing a good set, don't get me wrong, but there was just no, there wasn't an atmosphere there from him. When I'm on the decks, I'm jumping around, I'm having a good time, I'm fist bumping people that are enjoying it. He was just in his own little booth, and no one come the fuck near this booth, and no one, even one of my friends actually tried to come up to the booth to request something, and he's just like, what the fuck you doing here? So I didn't like his his attitude. But he still played an alright set, and it was just something it was just something to do while I was waiting for my lift, really. Oh, sorry. So yeah, then I got picked up, had a hot chocolate from McDonald's. Didn't end up getting in till about 6 in the morning. Crashed out, went to bed, woke up, it was dark. Felt absolutely shattered. Thought, I've not even been asleep long, like, it can't have surely only been about half an hour. Check my phone, it's only 4:30 in the afternoon, and I've slept for like a good like nearly 10 hours, and I'm thinking, I can't believe I've slept all day. And then where when you just don't feel it, Like, I didn't feel ill or anything, but you know when you just feel tired, you just feel like you can't be arsed, but you kind of feel like, what's the point now? I've missed half of the day. I even fell back to sleep a little bit tonight as well. I've just not felt it. And there was a possibility of me going back to Scunthorpe and doing another gig. And sadly, they ended up not wanting me. Or should I say, more the case question being, they said they couldn't afford to pay me what I quoted them. Which, to be honest, I really did not quote them that much at all. As a matter of fact, apart from the travel, to do what I was actually going to do, I actually was only going to charge them 20 quid. And then I was going to charge them an extra 20 quid for my fuel there and back. So it wasn't much really, and you was getting an MC that would have spat bars for most of the night, not just an hour's set. And then you've got people that put events on and they'll book MCs that'll charge like 200 quid onwards just to do an hour's set. And I'm thinking, you've got me that would have travelled and that would have worked the mic for most of the night, because apparently there was no MC. So, it was, it was one of them. But sadly they didn't want me, so I was like, I'm not going, and it's kind of made the evening kind of turn into one of them nights where you kind of feel like bored as fuck, but you kind of feel tired at the same time, a little flusty headed, and just a little bit like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Part of me thinks like maybe it's a good thing, like just to chill for a bit, because I've done so much lately with work, and I had a stressful week as it was, and I do think to myself like, chill out a bit, Noble. Watch films for a change. And I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Like now I feel absolutely shattered. I feel really tired. And really like just I can't be arsed. But at the same time, I'm thinking I want to be at a rave. Like, why aren't I somewhere in a club now dancing the night away? But I'm not. And this is the actual, almost like where you should switch off, but you kind of, you don't want to switch off, because although you're getting absolutely tired, you enjoy what you do. And that is like the case with me. I enjoy work. I enjoy these gigs. Like, I've just thought, you know what? It's going to be absolutely amazing to have 2 weeks off for Christmas. But now I'm thinking like, I'm thinking 2 weeks. I'm going to get bored. Like, Tuesday is going to come and I'm going to think, you know what? I wish I'd gone into work. And that is like, honestly, how I'd probably feel. Like, I'm going to go into work. Like I want to go into work. But at the same time, like, it will actually be nice to take 2 days off. So, a couple of weeks off won't be a bad thing. It's just, part of me, like, doesn't want to take that, because I'm thinking I'll get bored. But there you go. So, yeah. So Frantick was a really enjoyable event. It was absolutely fantastic. Loved it to pieces. Like I say, it was just so busy. The vibe was just absolutely amazing. One of the downsides, I will say, is there was a couple of scraps. There was a fight sort of early-ish on. And then there was a woman who I actually had been talking to, who sounded quite decent and just quite, happy and up for a good time. Actually ended up starting on a friend of mine, and ended up pulling her hair, and God knows why, God knows what had gone on. And that was a little bit disappointing. And then I noticed another guy, or was it another girl, got thrown out as well, but I didn't see what had gone on as such. But other than that, everything did seem and feel like a good vibe. So there we go. That is exactly it. So for me now, Boxing Day is my next booking over at the Movement, playing some bounce. So what can I say? It's going to be absolutely fantastic. But as of the current, right now, I'm actually really like into, like, I've really got into my house music, and essentially I just want to download a load of house music back, as I did have loads, but you may remember a little story about one of my USB sticks, well, two of them, going walkabouts. And on them USB sticks, I had a house music folder that came from an old laptop of mine. The laptop actually died and broke, and could no longer get on it. And the only sort of way to get them tunes back was to go onto this laptop, because that's where the original folder source was. So I only had them on the USB stick once the laptop had sort of like broke and died. So when I lost the USB sticks, I like completely lost these tunes. And you know, when you just kind of feel a bit like, oh god, like all them tunes have gone. And now, as current, it hadn't bothered me for quite a while, but now,
Please welcome.
I've actually kind of sort of, you know, like as of right now, I kind of feel a bit like, you know what I mean? I kind of feel a bit like I fancy a house mix. So I'm literally just going and getting some house tunes essentially, which I can't wait to have a little bit of a house mix. And because I had because I slept in so much, I'm probably um, I'm probably going to I'm probably going to be up for a little bit. So I'm thinking I might have a little bit of a house music session. Whether I decide to go live or not while I have this house music session, I don't actually know. But at the moment, we're just gonna see. So, um, so I'm just essentially getting loads of. I'm just essentially gonna just get myself loads of house music tunes. And that is kind of the vibe I'm going for at the moment. And I just had one in my head that has now disappeared. There was just something that I literally just thought of in my head, and now it's gone. It's actually really just annoyed me right now. I don't actually know. It's, you know, when your mind goes blank. That is kind of like what has happened. Oh yeah, I've got it now. Ooh, is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. So we'll get that one. Absolute. Some of these are absolute belters. So I think it's, yeah. For a second then I thought it wasn't going to download. So yeah, anyway, good night at Frantick. You know how it goes. I'm going to cut this one here. Make sure to like, comment, share. Peace.